Yo, what's good, y'all? Shout out to the RGR group and all that, man. Shout out to everybody who picked the Broncos. I didn't pick the Broncos, so I was wrong, like most people. But whoever did pick the Broncos in the group, shout out to y'all. Y'all went out on the limb. Looked like it was gonna be the impossible. Yeah, I just wanted to start making my own channel for the group. Start giving my views and my takes. I just feel like I much better like talking about it than like writing about it. Like I get lazy when it comes to the whole writing aspect. So I feel like it'd be better to just do some videos. Yeah. So let me just start off with the Super Bowl review. So I basically thought the Panthers were gonna win. I thought they was gonna win 31-17. Straight up, I did. I thought that the defense would be too much for Peyton, and I thought that Cam and the running backs would find a way to break down the Broncos defense basically. So at the beginning of the game, Peyton he seemed to be on fire. The first series, he was making all his reads. He was making quick reads. He didn't have to try to figure out who the really throw to. Like they were blitzing a lot. I'm going to talk about my issues with the Panthers play calling as well. But I thought the first series, the Broncos offensively did a good job. They did the one thing throughout this game that I didn't think was going to happen. They was able to run the ball with C.J. Anderson. Shout out to C.J. I'm a big fan of C.J. Anderson. He came through when he needed to in the playoffs. Yeah, one of my biggest issues with the Panthers on both sides, the defense played great in my opinion, but throughout parts of the game, I really didn't like the whole blitz calling. If y'all feel like those were good calls, then you all can explain that to me. But to me, I didn't like it. I thought they made it very easy for Peyton to make his reads. I thought they should have sat in just straight up zone, no zone blitzing, none of that. Just straight up zone and let the pass rush, the front four cause havoc. Um, once they did do that, they did call some more blitzes, but the rest of the blitzes were more linebacker blitzes. Those worked. But in terms of the other kinds, I didn't like that. I really thought that was a big issue with them. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess they were thinking, well, we can get to him even faster and make him, probably cause some turnovers. But he's not Carson Palmer. This is Peyton Manning, a future Hall of Famer. He's killed a lot of defenses in his prime off of them blitzing. So I don't know why they would do this to Peyton Manning that seemed to be okay, seemed to be kind of healthy in the playoffs. As far as Cam Newton is concerned, let me put it this way: one of the biggest reasons why I'm disappointed in Cam Newton in the Panthers losing is because how they lost offensively. Some of Cam Newton's flaws, pretty much any flaw that was talked about Cam Newton before he got drafted, came out last night. Especially with his accuracy, it comes and goes. Watch the national title game against Oregon. They should have decimated Oregon, and Cam Newton was on and off with his accuracy in that game, but they had dodged the bullet. They couldn't do it this game. The running game, they just seemed really lackadaisical, especially with Mike Tolbert. He had that one good run and fumbled. I'm like, I don't get what the heck is going on. It just seemed like maybe they didn't take the game serious enough in the first half at least. I had a problem with the routes that were being called for the play calling. These are not guys that I would be calling for one-on-one situations, with the exception of Olsen and Funches. Ted Ginn and Brown, and even Jericho Cotchery, I would have ran some similar to what the Patriots have done in years past, where they're doing a lot of motioning, running a lot of mesh routes, a lot of drag routes. The plays where Aqib Talib was getting exposed was on routes where he actually had to follow the receiver, the slants, drag routes, those type of routes. I had an issue with the plays that we called. I think they should have stuck more to short passes, quick passes, some wide receiver screens here and there. I thought would have helped them out. I'm not saying that it would have made it. It would have guaranteed that they would have won because they are going against the number one defense in the NFL. But I think it would have gave them a better chance. And like I said, with Cam Newton, he was really off on a lot of throws. In the fourth quarter with the fumble, I feel like he gave up. Regardless if he made a business decision or not, he should have jumped in there to at least give the look that he really wanted to win this. It just looked like he had the look like he knew they were going to lose. So I don't really put the blame on Ted Ginn Jr. so to speak. Yeah, he wasn't amazing, but he did do a good job. Funches did a good job. I don't know what was going on with the whole Greg Olsen thing. I mean, like, we barely saw him. Like I said, I attribute that to play calling. So that's on Mike Shula, in my opinion. And yeah, credit definitely goes to the Broncos defense. They have the best defense in the NFL. Von Miller, man, he's amazing. He's been amazing. He was amazing in college, and he really was the man. So he deserves all the credit in the world. And I just hope 20 years from now, I hope people realize that the story of this game should really be that the Broncos defense carried the offense throughout the entire season to their Super Bowl win, as opposed to, oh, well, Peyton Manning, he left the game retired with a title. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for Peyton Manning and all that, but like, I didn't really care for Peyton Manning to win another title. Like, he already won one already, so I just didn't really care. And like I said, I'll talk about more in another video that's specifically about Peyton Manning's legacy. But yeah, I just didn't really like the play calling from the Panthers offensively. But yeah, defensively they did as well as you could think of, aside from calling those blitz plays. And there's one thing I do want to discuss. This notion that the Panthers are going to make it back to the Super Bowl is just because their Cam Newton is young. I think that's complete bullshit. I think that's very ignorant, a very ignorant way to think, because we haven't seen a team lose a Super Bowl and win since the 1970s. That's a long time, and I'm not about to go on just something random because it's Cam Newton. I'm not doing that. If Cam Newton thinks the way that some of y'all think, I'm saying in general, not necessarily pertaining to people in the RGR group, but just saying in general, especially with the media. If y'all really think like that, like, oh, they're just going to make it back to the Super Bowl, that's fucking ignorant. It's not easy to make it to the Super Bowl. And they had this one chance, and they blew it. They did blew it. Can they make it back? Yes. Do I think they will make it back next year? That's we don't know yet. I'm going to go and say no right now. As of right now, if you had to ask me, I think the Steelers will meet the Seahawks in next year's Super Bowl. That's me personally. The Seahawks are not going anywhere. They're the biggest adversary. I don't think they're going to miss a beat with Marshawn Lynch retiring. As long as Thomas Rawls is healthy. And, Russell Wilson, he's really progressing as an elite quarterback. So they're not going nowhere. You're going to have the Packers, unfortunately. You're still going to have the Packers with Jordy Nelson coming back. As long as he's healthy, they're a worthy opponent as well. So it's not going to be easy for the Panthers to do this again. And now it's even more so about them winning. They already made it now. So now it's not about them making it back. It's about winning the championship. So that's not guaranteed. And like I said, for those of y'all who think it's that easy or think, oh, well, because Cam Newton's young, ask Dan Marino how I feel to go to a Super Bowl in your second year and don't make it back. That's not easy to do. So I'm not going to lie. That does piss me off. But like I said, the Panthers, they had a great year. I don't think the fans should be ashamed. Disappointed, definitely, but they shouldn't be ashamed. Cam made a really big step, became the MVP of the league. he could learn some humility. I'm not talking about on the field, but off the field. You know, leaving the press conference because they didn't win or whatever the case may be. He's got some more maturing to do, but he is 26. He will improve. He will mature as a leader for the team. I am a little bit concerned about the defense. I mean, they're great. Don't get me wrong, but all it takes is a couple of injuries, and now you're in trouble. So I hope for their sake that they do stay healthy because they have been anchoring that team for years. And like I said, man, I'm happy for Wade Phillips. I'm happy for DeMarcus Ware, two guys that were part of the Cowboys who, you know, either got fired or released or had to leave, and now they got their titles. So shout out to them. Uh, look what happened to you, Jerry Jones. Let these dudes go, and they now got their titles or whatever. So shout out to them. Shout out to Emmanuel Sanders as well. You know, he played great the whole entire season. He's always been a great receiver. He was a great addition to the Broncos. And also a special shout out to John Elway. You know, he's the GM, and he made all this happen. He's the one that fired John Fox and wanted to bring in his friend Gary Kubiak, and we'll see what's going to happen in the next couple of years. I'm guessing they will find a way to keep Brock Osweiler and just go with him. I think he was solid during his time as a starter. He definitely needs a full off season to be a starter, and obviously a full year to really learn. But I do think there's something there with him that could really work. There's another thing I want to say. There's one person that does not deserve a Super Bowl ring, and his name is Vernon Davis. Your candy ass has been playing like dog shit for the last couple of years with the 49ers. You got traded, didn't do jack shit, and you got your ring. If that's the case, then me and everybody else in the RGR group deserves a ring. Because we could have done the same thing that you did, literally what was nothing but drop balls. That's all you did. So you don't deserve a ring. I just got to keep it real. That's how I really feel about that. But once again, shout out to the Broncos fans. Shout out to Broncos Nation. Y'all should definitely be proud of yourselves. Broncos defense is an all-time great defense. They should be mentioned with the Legion of Boom that won in 2013 and or 2014. The 85 Bears defense, the Steel Curtain, and all of them. They should be mentioned with all of them. The Ravens defense with Ray Lewis and all that. They're all-time great defense, and this is very memorable. And Aqib Talib, yo man, you wild, man. You are a wild dude. But hey, you won the ring, so I guess you can technically say whatever you want. But yeah, and another thing, Peyton Manning, yes, you do need to retire. Do not try to be a greedy bastard and try to come back. No, like you got your second ring, retire. Spend time with your wife and kids, man, while you know what I'm saying, you still semi-healthy. Get out, man. You got your ring. Don't be greedy. You got the last laugh on Jim Irsay. So, like I said, man, shout out to y'all. And stay tuned for more videos.